Oklahoma was the 46th state admitted to the Union, proudly proclaimed on our first state flag. And unfortunately, 108 years later, in many ways, we are still 46th or 48th or 49th. We've got a lot going for us in Oklahoma. Affordable housing, easy commutes, low fuel prices, kind and decent people.
But we consistently bring up the rear in some very important quality of life rankings, and I have long asked myself why we're satisfied with that. If the Cowboys or Sooners were ranked 48th in a preseason football poll, there would be an uproar. Look at the angst an 8-5 season just brought to OU. But 48th in teacher pay? Not so much. There is so much more to do to turn this state around. And at the same time, Oklahoma is so much more than a compilation of statistics. And best of all, we've got people all across this state who are doing so much more to make it a better place. And I'm going looking for them. When we say, as state songs go, hands down, we've just got to have the best. Oklahoma, okay. But in so many other measures, we're not doing okay. You've seen those quality of life rankings. Among the 50 states, we're 44th for obesity, 40th for diabetes, 48th in smoking, 46th for heart attacks, 42nd for high blood pressure, 48th for the number of primary care physicians, leaving us 46th overall in national health. We're in the top 10 among the least educated states, 42nd for the number of adults with bachelor's degrees, which helps lead to our 44th ranking in median household income and a quality of life ranking of 45th. Our public school funding per student puts us at 47, our average teacher pay at 48. We are number one for the largest cuts to education since the beginning of the Great Recession. 24% of the state budget for public schools gone over the past 6 years, which gives us an overall education ranking of 48th in the nation. There's nothing okay about any of it. So are we cursed by history or geography or culture to always lag at the bottom? And why do we accept that? Whenever they are asked for the rest of their lives where they are from, my two boys will answer Oklahoma. And when they do, I want them to be proud of that. And I want the person asking to think, Oklahoma, that's the state that's doing things right. That's the kind of place I want to be. So I've gone looking.
Smoker.
Smoked in the past.
For those who, in small ways and large, are working to get us out of the national basement.
Oh, what's wrong with that? Why doesn't that make any sense?
In Norman, there's the president of the state's flagship university. 21 years ago, with 2 years left in his third U.S. Senate term, David Boren came back home because he saw a chance to use the University of Oklahoma as the state's spark plug.
If you want to improve this state, if you want to move it forward, what do you invest? Education's at the head of the list.
There's Sandra Armstrong, who would love to help her neighbors in Sand Springs eat healthier. If only she could get them to show up for her free potluck dinners.
I think it's time for people to be able to see that there's something else out there other than the norm.
And there's Darrell Williams, a heart attack waiting to happen, which is why he enrolled in Dr. Mark Fox's heart improvement program at North Tulsa's Tisdale Clinic.
Man, it's a lifesaver.
Darrell's come a long way with a long way to go, but he doesn't want to add to our state's lousy health numbers. He's 54 and headed for an early death. With Dr. Fox's help, he's trying to turn his health around.
One of the goals for both OU School of Community Medicine and here at the Tisdale Clinic is to throw out the playbook and say, okay, how do we do things differently?
Because doing things differently is the only way to make so much more of Oklahoma. And in the weeks and months ahead, you'll meet each of those Oklahomans, and I hope many, many more. If you know of someone who's working in small ways or large to turn this state around, let me know about them. You can email me at somuchmore@newson6.net. You can also find that link inside this story at newson6.com and at our News on 6 Facebook page. And let me know why you think we lag as we do and what we should do to turn it around to make Oklahoma so much more.